Can you hear me? Yes. Great. Well, welcome. Another Tuesday. Nothing's changed in non-duality since last Tuesday. The invitation isn't to you, obviously. It's at best through you. We know your size and your reach, so we know how to throw over your head. And I can't miss what I'm talking to. So basically, all I need to do is miss you. And that's not hard, actually. So, non-duality, I don't know what understanding you have around it. It's basically just comes from the two words, not two. So the knowledge about non-duality is rooted in knowledge of duality, obviously, because knowing two-ness, you'll know you're not that. Yeah. Trying to know what you call oneness from the two-ness is just more two-ness. So this is just quite simple. It's a direction of negation. The assumption is you are reality as right now. What's looking is what you're looking for. And basically, why the hell doesn't that seem obvious to us? There must be some activity to produce an obscuring or an obstruction. Let's check out that activity. Now, do I want you to check out that activity? No, because you are the activity of obstruction. So I want you to check out you and maybe see that you're not. And then suddenly the obstacles will disappear. Because their appearances was based on you, really. And if you find out you're not that you, the appearances are based on, the obstacle will disappear. It will be the gateless gate, the open secret. The seeker is the sought. All these things, these cryptic little statements that squeeze time into now, will be applicable. You'll have a sense feltness around them. When you hear them, they'll bring up a certain, maybe for me, they're like avalanches, they're like a forever yodel that goes on and on and on. And then when you say these words, it triggers an avalanche. And you feel it. It's almost like a dry waterfall, so to speak. You feel, that's why I love saying them, some of them. The seeker is the sought. The seeker and the sought has a lot of time and space in there, yeah? Seeker and sought. It could be close, could be far, could be very near, could be gone, yeah? But seeker is the sought, just compressed time, yeah, to now. Being ourselves reality, therefore there'll be no need for time to find it. You are it, yeah? Now. You can't use the Buddha to seek the Buddha. Why? Because you're the Buddha. When? Now? Where? Here. Yeah? If you don't like that, you can't use mind to seek mind. Why? Your mind. When? Now? Where? Here. You can't use light to seek light. Why? Your light. Where? Here. When? Now. That's it. Now, obviously, because we're here, we can't get to here. Yeah? You can't arrive at where you already are. You can't leave an imaginary place. This is why I had this experience once. A lot of trains of circumstances brought me to this situation. It was sort of loosely connected with Osho, Rajneesh people. It was out in Australia, and it was like an 8-day sort of retreat, but no meditation or anything like that. It was just basically emotional, and they had it down where they could induce cathartic events. So I picked up a lady, she told me about it. I ended up going there. I didn't know, I wasn't involved with Rajneesh, and I didn't know anybody there. So I went, and in the morning it would be just meetings, but in the afternoon, it was a very interesting thing. I'd never seen it before. They would clear the room, put mattresses in there, put on music, and while you were there getting ignited by something, there would be people surrounding the periphery, not saying anything, holding the space. It was quite cool, actually. And so this one time, it was maybe the fifth or sixth day, I went into some kind of trance, and I was chanting, "I can never get back, I can never get back." And I was laughing, crying mostly, "I can never get back." I mean, I really made a big mistake. I left somewhere that I should never have left, and I can never get back. What a terrible mental vice. So this was seen by the group as a very high experience. So they brought me out of the whole event. I was the first one they took out, and they had me sit down, and I'm going, "I can never get back. I can never get back." A week later, the message came through. Why? Is because I never left. That's why. The only reason why I can never get back is because I never left. Wait a minute. Where's the heroic journey? Where's the blog about my journey back to where I could never get back to? Where's me? So this is the message of non-duality. You may have a feeling that you did something and you separated yourself from God or whatever, or spirit, but it's not true. It's an impossibility. You are exactly what's looking right now. That which you're looking for is what's looking right now. That's the point. Yeah. Why is it escaping me? Because the me is the obstruction of it. Yeah. You can't use that which nature is to obstruct to clarify. It doesn't work. The only way you can use that which is made to obstruct to clarify is to negate it. To negate it. That's the value. To start from there and to travel from there and hope to arrive as this is the obstruction. It has great value when you see it's not you. Yeah. When you see it's not you, the seeker is the sought. Time compresses. There'll be no need for seeking. You'll seek shit like ice cream or coffee, a cooler place to sit, some more cushions. They'll be seeking, definitely. But it won't be this heroic, noble fucking thing. It'll be just basically like Zen say, before enlightenment, cut wood, carry water. After enlightenment, cut wood, carry water. It's, in a sense, nothing changed because nothing actually did change. The only thing that can change is what's appearing. And the appearances change. But the screen the appearances are changing on does not change. Yeah. And you're not going to have an experience of it. Yeah. It's not of experience. Of experience would need you to experience something else. You are that which you would love to experience. You are it. So being is the only door, and it's an open door. There's no toll booth. There's no secret password. There's no requirements other than the ones you're believing right now. Yeah. And this is the beauty of non-duality. Non-duality, if there's a hearing of it, will bring out of the weeds the misunderstandings that keep us looking for what can't be found. They'll bring it out. The understanding of non-duality will flush out the misunderstandings, and you'll see the falseness of it all. Yeah. And it won't be a letting go because there's no one to let go. There'll just be a dropping, like bark off a tree. Yes. And then you'll travel lighter, and lightness will touch this, and you'll get its intimacy with it. It's not like you think. Lightness isn't everything goes your way at all times and everything's great. It doesn't, you lose interest in having outside conditions super controlled and managed. You feel like you're in good hands. And traveling lighter is whatever is in store for this action figure, I'll travel lighter through it. As the action figure, but not as the action figure. Yeah. That's the lightness. The lightness is not acquired or procured by the action figure. It's expressed and observed. Yeah. So there's the message. It's simple. You're it, really. And in a sense, you're not. Yeah. The funny thing is, the only thing that's looking for it is what appears not to be it, obviously. Yeah. Question that. What is it that's appearing now that's not it? See, you're not that, and that's it. Yeah. Instead of using there's seeing, and then there's the claiming of seeing, which there's awareness, and there's the claiming of awareness. And now the claimed awareness is what we call looking. We're using that which is seeing to look for itself. Yeah. So when we're calling awareness looking, we're blind to the seeing. Yeah. It just doesn't work. It's not going to bring you to where you already are. The only way it does is when it completely fails. You see you're not that. Hallelujah. Yeah. And then all these seconds that are added onto it and all these inches that, I just need a little more work and then I'll be ready to be what I am. No, it's sudden. It's a rush. And you're not freaking prepared. Yeah. There's no requirements necessary. Yeah. You don't have to get dressed up for the guest. It's already in the house. Yeah. All of these things is what we come up with. It doesn't. Did you get a message that this was going to be hard from that which you're seeking? Did you? Did it tell you it's going to take lifetimes, or was it another person who told you it was going to take lifetime? When there's self-centeredness, all you see anything from is self-centeredness. And everything is given a meaning to fit self-centeredness. This is what's so beautiful about this message. It disarms you. It allows you to see these devices that are being used to understand and get and acquire and learn. And instead of feeding that hand of grasping, it gets nothing. And you see these devices that you call yours, and they're not. You finally see they're not your devices. Intellect is not you. It's not yours. Yeah. And then the real liberation is from the need to be liberated, literally. And this isn't an incredibly laser-like focus of interest. It's a loss of interest. Yeah. You don't give a damn a lot, really. You're just sort of like, what the hell? Yeah. It's like that book, The Great Wisdom of No Escape. Yeah. What's the great wisdom of no escape? The futility of attempting to escape. That's the great wisdom, I guess. You can't escape from an imaginary place. Have you tried? Has it worked? Yeah. Did all your seeking put an end to seeking? Has it? Isn't that the point? The point is finding, isn't it? I don't think the point is seeking. Seeking is one of the only ways when you're taking yourself not to be that you can entertain maybe being that by seeking. But seeking is about finding, and you can't find what you already are. So the futility of seeking in this topic is revealed. The emperor has no clothes. I mean, suddenly revealed. Yeah. Now the seeking may continue, but you haven't, your little car isn't hooked up to that engine anymore. Seriously. Yeah. I don't spend a second looking for what can't be found. Yeah. I spend a lot of time looking for the keys, for my wallet, a lot of shit. But I do not spend any time looking for what's looking. It's just that simple. Why? Because what's looking? Yeah. When? Now. Yeah. So that's how I see it, the non-duality. I think the premise is being ourselves reality, and then completely the understanding and the knowing is all about duality, really. So that you can recognize what you're not from what you are. With the simple understanding, they're almost like a pair of glasses. You put them on. You're not going to be ridden with those glasses the rest of your life. The understanding of non-duality is secondary to the vision. Yeah, it has its purpose and its use, but it is not the end all and be all. View does not take the place of vision. Yeah, there'll be a sense of awareness or onness, and then if you have a seat assignment such as this, you can explain an understanding, but you're not. My day doesn't rest on an understanding, for sure. Yeah. Even that is non-essential, truly. So, yeah, I'm here every Tuesday. There's nothing new in non-duality. So you're going to probably hear the same thing said in 1,000 different ways because repetition helps, yeah? Because obviously, our first video, you don't mind if I keep going, do you? Or you want to rush into questions? All right. The first video we ever did was based on the sheep and the lion little parable. And to make it short, a young lion gets orphaned and it doesn't really know it's a lion, and it gets adopted by a herd of sheep, and it lives as if it's a sheep for quite a while, and it goes up the corporate ladder of sheephood and becomes an elder of the sheep herd, and marries a sheep instead of eating it, and has sheep babies that look pretty strange, but it doesn't know any better, so it just does it. It tries to chew cud with those fangs and shit, and gets its hair curled, and and acts like it's worried about who's gonna be the next sweater, but it's not. Something's off. So one day it's hanging around with the herd chewing cud, and then a big old lion comes in. And the old lion sees the young lion. It thinks it's joining the hunt, but realizes it's running with the flock. So it veers off from the sheep and tackles that young lion. The young lion rolls on its back and says, "Please, Mr. Lion, I'm just a humble sheep. Please don't eat me." Now the older lion's perplexed, grabs the young lion, drags it to the water hole, and sticks both their heads out over the water. The young lion sees the old lion's reflection in its own, and whammo, it gets that it's a lion. It doesn't matter how many years it thought it was a sheep, it gets like it's a lion. It doesn't mean for how many years you think you're a sheep, it's going to take this many months to get that you're a lion. No, it's sudden, yes? Because you always are a lion. You never were the sheep. You thought you were. You felt you were, you acted like you were, but you weren't. So there's usually the parable ends. The young lion sees the reflection, wakes up. It's a young lion. But what happens when the young lion walks away from the old lion? and the water. The programming in the head kicks up and says, as a sheep, I've just had an incredible lion experience. So now the program of sheep overrid the great awakening of seeing that it was a lion, like that, in a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds or less. And now it strolls around. So the major point is not to dispute the parable, but to have an add-on about what happens when you walk away from the reflection. Because the mental state will claim it like it does everything else, and it will imply that you had an experience of that instead of you are that. Yeah. And therefore, and then it goes to absurd lengths. Now the sheep is walking around with this great lion experience, and it meets some other sheep that want to have a lion experience, and they open up a little temple and they buy lion pictures and put them in nice gold frames, and they put candles in front of the lions, and they have roaring lessons every Saturday, and they're straightening their hair, and everyone else is thinking, yeah, you're getting close to becoming a lion, Bill, and shit like that, which no, nothing's changed. Yeah. And it can go to such an absurd length that I'm in the process of becoming a lion. No, you're not. You're not in the process of becoming a lion. You are a lion. If you turn that around, the negation shows the process of constantly, seemingly becoming a sheep. Yeah? And you see that from the lion. You're not looking for the lion from the sheep anymore. You're seeing the sheep from the lion. You're seeing the manufacturing of this idea of being a sheep. You see it, not as the sheep. That's not going to go far, but as the lion. And there's a fucking period exclamation point on it sooner or later. Yeah. And now, when that mental activity arises, you see it because you're always before everything. Nothing is before you. You and I, as what we are, is before everything. So you can see the manufacturing of self, that point where you've been looking from for a long time. You'll see it. Yeah. And what will fucking ring out? I'm not that. Yeah. And what will happen when that rings out? There'll be a loss of interest in it because it can't set out to lose interest in it. That's just more interest in it. There's a loss of interest in it. Yeah. And therefore, the need to be liberated, which is driven by that idea of being the sheep, you're relieved of the need to be liberated. And then all these master plans of lifetimes of time and shit like that drop in a second. Yeah. You're not looking at anything to be what you think. You see, there's awareness. Yeah. And so you can see what you're not. You can be aware of the mental activity. The mental activity cannot be aware of awareness. It cannot. But you as awareness can be aware of the mental activity. Yeah. It's really what we could say is the horse is in front of the cart. It's never not been in front of the cart, but we sure act like the cart's in front of the horse. The action figure completely believes it's the alpha and the omega, telling you. Yeah. It believes it's the thinker. It doesn't, but the head uses the body to represent being the thinker, the doer, the feeler, the taster, the haver, the loser. Yes. When in most cases, you have absolutely nothing to do with what's going on, really, on some level. So, yeah, I hope, well, whatever, just any questions? You know, obviously you keep coming back, so I hope it has some value for you.
It does, Paul. We appreciate it. And Chris has his hand up.
I mean,
Chris?
Right. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
I appreciate you doing this. I have a question.
Yeah.
This seeing the sheep as the lion.
No,
Is
you
this?
don't see the sheep as the lion.
Oh,
No. There's
okay.
no, there was
There's no
always,
sheep.
yeah. So there was just a story that there's a sheep. You don't see a sheep. The
Hmm.
story implies there's one. But what it's pointing at, if you actually could see that, it's a lion.
I thought you said you're not seeing the lion as a sheep. You're seeing the sheep as
You're not
from the
seeing the
perspective of the
lion,
lion.
the sheep as a sheep, and you're not a sheep. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me try to ask this question.
You don't see anything. All you see the awareness of a lot of activity that implies something. Yeah. And
Does this
then the rest, we actually habitually just take that position. Yeah. We just assume that all the pointing, there must be a moon, but there isn't. Yeah.
seeing that activity as just an activity, is that something that happens in small doses? In your story, you said how the sheep sees its reflection as the lion, and then a little while later it says, oh, well, actually, I'm still a sheep. I just had this lion experience.
Well,
Does
what
this kind of
is
repeat?
the lion sees its reflection as a lion. It never was a sheep. It was just living like one.
Yeah.
It thought
But
it was, but it never was. Yeah. So basically, that's the direct hit: is a lion sees the reflection of a lion. The claiming, the way the sheep would neuter that is the claim to be the one who saw the reflection of a lion in the pond.
so does
But
that kind of repeat?
yes,
And does it?
it'll come to an end point.
No, that's not what I was asking, I guess. For you, was it like that? Or was it just like, oh, I'm a lion, and then that's that?
It was like a lot. It was like a lot of things. Yeah, there was a lot of things. It was like, I don't know what happened. Yeah, but I'm a believer of what, like Ramana says, it's always realized. So I don't believe anything actually happened to bring about a realization. Yeah. So right now, we're all in the act of always realized. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only piece of fish I can sell is cod, and the cod is negating a mental point that seems to attract a lot of interest and attention because it's presented as you. Yeah. And that you is built by the claiming of stuff. So seeing is claimed to imply a seer, thinking is claimed to imply the thinker, and then it's imaged as a body. Yeah. So now you see yourself as a thinker, and then and it's as a body. So now you believe somehow the body is the thinker, the body is the feeler, the body is the seer. Yes. So the body represents all the claiming. You wouldn't have a story if it was just a body, but the body is used to image the being the doer, the thinker, the haver, the feeler. Yes, because the imagery does so much more than all the yapping. Yeah, the yapping is to reinforce that imagery. So all the pointing has us trained in a way to believe we imagine ourselves as a body with all the pointing. It's that can't do the imagining. As mind does it. So we as mind can see it, yeah, and see the whole manufacturing of the imagining, yet not take it to be true. Yeah, this isn't about selfing changing or anything like that. It's just seeing through it, really.
I feel like I understand everything you say, but I don't know what to do about it.
Well, yeah, that which wants to know what to do about it isn't you. So what? So
Just keep
see, the
listening.
only based on you. See, I don't know what to do about it is a pretty a lot of times you're in that state. Yeah. What gives it the meaning is it's implying there's a you maybe that should know what to do about it. Yeah. There's some kind of noun, something that was here before, is here now, and is going to be here later, that should know or do this. Yes, it just riffs incredibly after the claiming. Yeah. So you see that I'm not that wants to know what or doesn't know what to do. Far out.
Hmm.
Yeah. It shows up. Yeah. That's
I guess I'll just keep listening.
well, yeah. Why not? Until you, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If
Thank you,
it's
Paul.
working, if it's working, let it work. Yeah. Like if I ran into a guy who I felt got me jacked up and everything, I'd go every week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did that
Yeah.
with I flew to India just to see a guy who wrote a book that I read. Who
Hmm.
Cares by Ramesh Balsekar, because I was, man, this is working. And so I'm going to allow it to work. I hadn't gotten into that non-duality Pharisee moment of thinking I shouldn't need anything. No, I went to Bombay and sat and listened to this guy and hung out with some of the people there. It
Well, I'm
was
afraid to ask this question, but since you said this phrase, I'll ask: how do you know how it's working?
just a sense and a lack of interest in it working or not, really.
Okay.
Seriously. The
I,
indication you lost interest in any indication, really. See, like when I heard this, there was a moment, I swear, yeah, it was like an unspoken yes. And I felt like this is the knowledge before all knowledge. Before all acquiring of knowledge, this is the knowledge. And a lot of shit was put to rest right up there and then. Yeah, that's what would happen. Like all these tributaries of the addiction of seeking, yeah, were drying up. It was awesome. And what happens is then you suddenly find yourself bathing in the sauce. Yeah. Yeah. They dry up. You're convinced of things. You're convinced of the futility of using light to find light. You get convinced. It hits you. It's like, and these things dry up. And instead of, following them, hopefully they go to the source, they go back. They get dried up. Yeah. Yeah. It's not like, oh, the river is going to go this way and then finally end. So it's all about rivering for the last second, then ocean. No, it's dry. It goes the other way. It gets sucked back into what it never left. Yeah. These mental tributaries dry up. They're not being fed by an insatiable amount of interest and attention because something's hit you. You're not going to get it. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to, I really appreciate you taking the time with me. I don't want to take up everyone else's time. So I guess I'll just keep listening. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy to see you, bro. Yeah.
Rhoda has her hand up.
Yes.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Rhoda.
How are ya?
Good.
Question. So, how has the mental processing changed from before realizing that you were already the lion to now?
It's got dumbed down a lot. And most moments I'm in like a don't know condition. I'm just basically winging it, and it's sort of like it's habitually sticking its leg out, and then a stare appears. I don't. That's how it feels.
So there's nothing grabbing it, there's no claiming happening anymore.
Oh, yeah, the claiming is always happening, but it doesn't have the same vigor as it used to, because it's even it's admitted that it's not. So yeah, but it's a habit, mental. It's like a reflex.
Mm.
The mental state, when brought into contact by us with things or ideas or whatever, claims them. It's just the way it goes. Yeah. To make a story, to reinforce a story, to continue a story. So, what made it seemingly so powerful was our interest and attention in it, really, or interest and attention. When that's withdrawn, it's like it's more like the guy behind the curtain in The Wizard of Oz,
Mhm.
Yeah, the explosions keep happening, but you don't react as if you're going to get hurt by it. Yeah. The lightning bolts occur, but you're not running for fucking shelter. The boy is crying wolf, but yeah. So I think that's how it goes. It's weird. I don't, on some level, my pay scale went way down. It has. I just don't know what's going on. And not interested much. Yeah. I just, sitting here, then sitting there. And then I'll be sitting somewhere else in a half hour or standing somewhere else.
So does the mental processing talk about suffering?
What it's like, what?
I'm sorry, does the mental processing still like complain that it's suffering and
No, not much there. No, it's no, it's more bare bone claiming. It's extensive riffing has been severely diminished. Yeah. It's just like a mechanical movement of claiming, and the stories don't usually take off much. Then once, which was an opus, a huge 3-set novel, is like a small novella or a short story, usually. But I don't know. It could come back, with a roar. I don't know. But I'm enjoying its diminishment now. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, sounds like a whole lot of losing interest.
Yeah. I have interest in things. I do. There's things, as an action figure. But I mean, all the mental state really made some lofty targets. Now they've all been brought to like ground level. I'm not thinking I'm a chariot of the gods or anything. More as a Toyota. Yeah. It works.
Toyota with a couple dents. Here I go.
Yeah. So, and yeah, but I don't get gypped. I'm here, I'm hearing the chimes and the frequency. You can just follow it till it meets the cosmic frequency, so to speak. So, yeah. And a lot of things that I'm interested in, you can't really share, you can't explain to people. Like you're interested in some vibrational thing happening. But what are you going to say? It doesn't, you know what I mean? My girlfriend could care less about my 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 vibrational impulse. joy is being had by it, you know. So
Right.
yeah, once you try to think you're having it, it doesn't work for me. But being had by it is, and there's no story to tell after being had by it. It doesn't seem to have much allure to people.
Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, it's allowed a traveling lighter, and I have faith in the message. I don't think it's you're not trying to convince something that can't be convinced. You're not trying to use something that can't be used for that. Yeah? You're not trying to have it co-sign and come with you or become a service animal. It's got a nature of its own, you know, the action figure and the mental state. Yeah. You're just you're here not because you arrived here, you never left. Yeah. So uh you don't get gypped. You're here sleeping, awake, you're just here. So yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. I feel like well, what I feel we're attempting to put out there. So yeah, I don't need to try to explain that or share that. There's a feeling that we're attempting to put out in the talks. It's not my feeling. It's something, but over the years, sensing this thing coming through, it's seamless. It's beautiful, and who would have thought its basis would be a loss of interest, not a gaining of interest? Yeah, and but that's how it's revealed. Yeah, and liberation, uh, that need for liberation is a great thing to be relieved from. Yeah, because then you don't understand. Maybe you do, but every one of these ideas uh, set up time. You know, they add time to something. Yes, and more time, and then that time sort of equates to a sense of distance. You feel as if you're separated from whatever. Yes, and all of it is a magic trick. It's just a mental magic trick, and it's really premised on the programming that we believe time is linear. That we believe not what we are, but you know, the action figure believes there was a past that we inhabited, that we're in this fleeting moment now, and that we're going to be inhabiting a future. And it's linear. It follows that. The mental process uses that camouflage to steal something in a way. It claims something that's happening and uses it to imply a someone, and then it presupposes that someone before what was happening. Yeah. So that which comes after is placed to be before. Yeah. So you're never in the process of becoming self. You already are one. Yeah. That's a pretty great move in a sense by the mental state, because you're saddled with an impossibility. You can only try to be free as it when the free from it is readily available. But the free as it's going to be difficult. That could take lifetimes. The free from it is timeless, yeah? It's always available at all time because it's not of time. It's a fact, like it or not. Yeah? So if you see Ramana, when a lot of people who had heard him and wrote books about his teaching or the teaching, he would preface this idea of a presupposing of a non-existent thing being what? Existing, yeah? And then wanting salvation for the non-existent thing. He would frame that as the problem, the greatest mystery, the ways he said it. So it caught my attention, and I had a feeling of that. I didn't know, I couldn't put it into a formalized understanding, but I felt it at satsangs. I felt it as people were sitting there thinking someone on the podium had something they didn't have. So it was under the banner of non-duality, but it was another session of duality, really, getting reinforced in a weird way. Yeah. So yeah, that person has it, which implies I don't. Yes. That's even in the guise of what's meant not to go there, it's used to go there by the head. Yeah. Like the spiritual addiction is like that tributary, that mental direction of the water, finding the least. And so it finds a very nice activity called seeking, spiritual seeking, to hide in addiction. Because at a meeting like this, no one's going to run in and intervene on you, probably. They're not going to tell you, do not sign up for the next whatever, or drop that DVD, or put away that book. Yeah, they're probably not. Yeah, yet it's not a form of addiction. Addiction will take a lot of forms. Yeah, so the addiction I saw in living color and drug addiction, I see in a lot of spirituality. Yeah. So you see that, that's all. You see the futility of using light to find light. It's got to hit sooner or later to a point where, or maybe it reaches a critical mass or something. It could be once, it could be maybe 50 times, but I think it's inevitable, because what we're speaking of and relying on is infinite, and what is obscuring it seemingly is finite. So obviously, the obscuring isn't going to last out. It can't. Yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah.
Hey, Paul, Stuart has his hand up.
Who? All right. I'll find him.
Stuart.
Hey, Paul. How you going?
Good. Oh, it's Stuart. I couldn't, like.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, hey, look, Paul, I'm just sitting here, man, and I'm listening, and it's like, there's almost like a sense of I was just thinking, my mind was thinking, because I'm feeling this buzz, for want of a better word, and it's almost like something going on physically there. And but before that, there was a thought of there seems to be like a deeper recognition of that, of something coming through, and it's and then before that, I was thinking about technology. How like technology is like, it's amazing to me. I don't have to fly to India or anywhere. This is happening now, and it's through a little iPad screen. It's but I definitely, it's a sense of it's almost like because I know the mind isn't even going there claiming it. It's not. It's just the sense of this sort of buzz coming through.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I've been surprised by Zoom. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's the chimes. I don't know.
Yeah. I've got some. Yes. I've got some cosmic mathematics in the sequence. Yeah.
Can I ask you something about your chimes off that subject? Are they can you have chimes indoors? Is that how it, and how do you sleep if they're indoors?
No, we have it right outside here.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have chimes inside, but these chimes are big. So it's sort of like something that could fill like Notre Dame Cathedral we have at this
Wow.
little house.
Wow.
We
Wow.
don't have a new
Okay.
neighbor yet, but I wonder if how the neighbor's going to take it. Sort of
Wow.
like,
So I live in a unit, and so I would probably have to downsize quite a bit. Well,
well, I would have chimes inside, yeah, because I like the head following frequency, you know.
yes, yes, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
can understand that. They sound beautiful. They do.
yeah. So yeah, I'm happy. We always, because we're really offering nothing, we got to bring something into it. T-shirts
Wow.
or
Well,
chimes. Yeah, we could
I,
throw
I,
in for our
yeah.
favorite customers. We throw some chimes in.
I think you've got it happening in all ways, right? even the I don't know, mate. It's just so good for me. So yeah, it's really nice, Paul. So thank you. There's a transmission definitely happening. I can feel it for sure.
Oh, great.
Not me
Yeah,
feeling it, but it's there. Yeah.
great. Thank you. Yes, that's yeah. The talk is just disguising other stuff from that. Yeah, just energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, Stu. It's a pleasure to have met you and see you over. Yeah.
Thank you.
I just want to invite, if you want to ask a question, how you do it if you don't know how is go to the Zoom toolbar and click on reactions. Looks like a little smiley face. And when you click on that, you'll see raise hand.
Don't you dare, any of you.
Oh, we have 7 minutes, so you might have time for one.
I'm watching your hands.
question.
Put that freaking clicker down.
So there's that.
7 minutes of chimes. We'll probably do a lot more for you than a question. But
Well,
whatever.
I have a question. It's not really a question. Maybe it's a question. I kind of loved it when you were talking about the chimes and the vibrational frequency and how it goes into the cosmic frequency. And I also too was feeling what Stuart was feeling about the transmission. And I feel like those words are almost synonymous, transmission and vibrational frequency. And how when you're sitting talking to someone, it's almost like, they have a saying, the vibe, And so if you wanted to just maybe for like 1 or 2 more minutes, just kind of riff on that or whatever, share.
Well, here's the chimes again.
Carrie, do you have a question?
Just let
No,
the chimes ring.
I have chimes here too, so I'm trying to be like in concert.
There you go.
They're not as deep. They don't have as much timbre or whatever that word is, but they're
Yeah,
nice chimes.
we used human bones. We found human bones work the best. I've got to kill long, thin people to get the right sound. Is something wrong with that?
You've been watching too much
I
Stranger
don't think they
Things.
minded when they went out.
It went to a very good cause.
Yeah, they're riding the cosmic frequency now. Their little tibia has come a long way.
That does not sound like bones clanging. Hey, Paul, we have 5 minutes left. If you want to go ahead and say goodbye.
Yes, I will. Yes. Hey, thanks everyone for putting up with us. Do you see the idea of negation concerning the message of non-duality? Yeah. What starts with non? There's no non-Buddhism or non-Catholic or non-Judaism, yeah? Because mostly they go to a sort of an affirming move. Non-duality is a negation. not two. Yeah. So we are the exclamation of not two. We are that exclamation of not two. It doesn't have to be shouted out. We are that. Yeah. In a weird way, here, you don't find out about yourself through looking for yourself. You find out about what you are by looking at what you're not. That's how it seems to work. So, thank you. Thank you for inviting us here. So, Saina, doing a great job. Thank you. Kerry, always a pleasure. Our chimes are connecting over the Pacific. Yes? Every shell, every crustacean, every clam, every oyster is passing on the frequency from here to the Big Island. It's true. Like an unbroken network of transmission of sound. Yeah. Come and be a little oyster with us, a little clamshell. Let it reverberate in that arthritic, terminal, unique casing. All right. So, Kerry, great. Steward, yes. Transmission felt. Yeah. Bill, as always, that's good that I'm going to see you. We'll get together earlier when we're in Doylestown or something.
Sounds good, Paul. We'll be there earlier in the afternoon checking in.
Yeah, we'll talk and then we'll meet for dinner or something.
If you need a room there, let me know. I'll get you a room at that hotel where we're staying. It's only a couple
No,
miles.
we're not going to go. We're not going to stay. We're going to take off because I got to drive to Great Barrington, Massachusetts the next day.
Okay.
So we'll go back to because I'm going to be staying on a lake. So I want to go swimming before I go to Great Barrington.
Sounds great.
It's all planned out. I've got to go from one water to another water to another water. Yeah. I can't be on land alone for more than a day. Can't do it.
You're going to dream nice.
You got to swim, jump in. Yes. No. So, but who knows? But we'll talk as the weeks go.
That's good.
Nice to see you, Kathleen, and thank you once again for your generous donations. Kelly, always nice to see you. Yes. Say hello to Zoe for us. We got is this Rula? Nice to meet you, Rula.
Nice to meet you, Paul. Just heard about you a few days ago from Angelo DeLulo, so thought I'd come check you out.
Oh, thank you. I don't know who Angela is. Do I?
Angelo DeLulo?
No, but whatever.
Really?
Is he a
Said
nice
he's-
person?
Yeah, he said he was a friend of yours. He's also speaks non-duality.
Oh, he does. Maybe I know. I'm sorry. Out there right now.
worries.
I got to go into my non-duality book and see. But say hello to him for me. Thank you. To send such a lovely person, I must like him a lot. Yes, that's nice.
He's an anesthesiologist.
Oh, he is. Oh,
I don't
when
know
I
if
was
that
out
rings a
there,
bell.
I would have loved to know him. When I was out there using, I always try to make my best friends anesthesiologists.
Yeah, he would have been good for that. Would have been good for that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And there's Don. Dono. Nice to see you, Don. Yep. And we got the lady, though I'm not going to say her name. Miss S. There she is. Pleasure to see you. All's well? Yeah, good. Good. We got Eileen's iPad. All right. I think I see her there. There she is. Yeah. Nice to see you, Eileen.
Hi, Paul.
My home
Yes,
girl.
good to see you. Yeah,
Good.
I don't live in that home. I live in North Carolina now, but
I know, but you can never
you never leave.
tattoo of Long Island off. No.
Right.
Yeah. We got Chris. Nice to see you, Chris. I hope your family's doing well. Yeah, from the stuff.
Yeah, they're
Right.
all on the way up, and somehow I didn't get it, so it's all good.
Oh, great, great. We got Andrew K. Nice to see you, Andrew. Yes. I don't know if I met you before, have I?
I don't think so.
Oh, great. Well, it's nice to meet you right now.
Thank you for tonight.
Yeah. All right, we've got Zoe. Oh, Zoe is here. She's reclining. Yes. We got Rhoda. Thank you, Rhoda, for calling me, letting me know. Anish, always a pleasure to see Anish. Kathleen, looking comfortable. That almost looks like a dentist chair. Yeah. We got, yeah, look at that. Nice. Marcy, there she is. How are you, Marcy?
How are you, Paul?
Good.
Cool to see you.
Yeah, very nice to see you.
You're awesome. I have a few of your books.
Oh, good, good. Yeah.
Very cool.
Connie, as always. Connie's a trip. We got Ann B. Donate Here is here again. Yes. Likes to suck all the air out of the meeting. I know that. Yeah. We got Susan K, my latte lady. We got Inca. Oh, Inca. Joy. What a better example of joy than a dog. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I'll see you soon. Just go to zenbitslap.com if you're interested in when we're speaking or Zooms. It's all under the event page. And we're still going to have a big retreat in Italy. We've got enough people, but if anyone's interested in September, it's going to be cool. We'll be there a week, and my gal is from Italy, and we'll be in Puglia, the heel of Italy. Beautiful area, not that far from the ocean. So, yep. See ya. Bye-bye.
Take care.